This is a demonstration of the new features of KiForge, where I have added a real-time bill of material link, as shown here in this diagram, between a running KiCad PCB and the KiForge tool, which is now built upon several things. This KiCad ECS module, which is a new repo that I created about 2 weeks ago. eGUI lens, which is built on eGUI Mobius Reactive. Signals and slots from eGUI Mobius. Gerber viewer, Gerber types, Gerber parser from Maker PNP. And then an ECS system. So overall, the parts of KiForge are fairly layered now and pulling in multiple repos and Rust modules. But the basic idea is that in addition to the Gerber viewer, the KiForge will obtain bill of material data from the PCB instance with a background thread. So if I start the KiForge tool, I am going to just use a publicly available repository, this C-Party FPGA development board, just to have an example that's independent of KiForge. So this is a fairly extensive board, but KiForge itself opens up with a default view that is, for example, this small board. It's based on a CMOD S7 from Digilent. But to load, you go to project, and you can see I have this already selected. So I'm going to reload the Gerbers. And now I get the C-Party board. Now, if I want the BOM, the first thing I have to do is make sure the KiCad PCB instance is open, and that in the preferences, the enable KiCad API is checked. So that's checked. This is open. Now if I say connect, I now have the bill of material in KiForge for this board. And I can also do things like filter. So I can say cap, and that is basically the list of capacitors in the design. Now, a next step will be able to cross probe between this bill of material and the components on the board. And Hydra at Maker PNP has been doing a great job. Great job. And a next step will be to normalize the coordinate system so that, for example, when I come down here, I'm reading 332 minus 244. I'd like to make this point here 0, 0, for example. But overall, KiForge is really making good progress.